Morning once again, y'all. And apologies that I'm a little bit later getting started this morning than normal. It's Sunday, it's Father's Day. I'll have myself a little bit extra time just to lounge a bit. And now we're going to start off today's videos with Jake Sanderson, a prospect who there's a lot of differing opinions on. So he's 6'1", 185 pounds. He's a defenseman. And his dad, Jeff Sanderson, of course, very solid goal scorer during his NHL career. Jake Sanderson not expected to score at that rate. But there's some differing opinions on him even amongst the sources themselves. Hockey Prospect, he had been ranked 22nd. He is now, according to their Black Book, ranked number 5. So, and when you go through the Black Book and you're going through some prospects there's a lot of notes on, but with Sanderson there's a ton. And it seems to be that there's a really strong difference of opinion in regards to who should draft him and where he should go. He's number 11 in international scouting hockey. Number 4 on central scouting among North American skaters. Elite Prospects has him at number 9. The average, according to Elite Prospects, is 11. But you know what? He's gonna be ranked higher than that. And again, this is the weird thing. This is where when I'm reading, scout reports, and some of them are like, "Hey, I don't think he's gonna fall past 5 or 6," and there's others saying, the 10 guys ahead of him are better." Right? So, who knows? He's rated as a good stay-at-home guy. It's said that he's close to his ceiling already by one scout. And a safe pick is something I saw a few times. So if you're up there and you need somebody on the blue line, he is a safe pick. So why would I wear Minnesota? Because Ryan Suter isn't going to play forever. And you can never have too many defensemen. And Minnesota, much like Nashville, seems to always have an abundance of defensemen. So yeah, we'll see if that's where he ends up going. Because, of course, if Minnesota beats Vancouver, Minnesota won't be eligible for a pick where he's going to get taken. Now, I will say this. If he were available, if Vancouver got knocked out by Minnesota in the play-in and they keep their first-round pick and Sanderson were there when they took it, I think that would be a great pick for Vancouver. But that's me. Now, the one thing, too, that's interesting is there was one report that said he went from being underrated to being overrated. So which is it? And again, there was others who were saying, no, he's a top 5 pick. This kid's great. Top minutes and a penalty killer. That one was mentioned a number of times as well. So he can kill penalties. He's going to play top minutes for you. But the offense. And that seems to be the question mark is how much offense will he provide? And of course, he's popular with teammates. All the interviews would seem to indicate that his teammates love him. There's a question they ask him of, so if you can take one player with you to your next team, who would it be? And apparently Sanderson is the guy for a lot of his teammates. That says a lot about his character and his ability to work within the team. And the question mark is Drysdale versus Sanderson. I saw lots of scouting saying Drysdale's better. Drysdale's got a higher ceiling. There's more development to be done by Drysdale. But Sanderson hasn't turned 18 yet. So I think there's some assumptions in there too. So I can understand people saying, hey, I love Sanderson. I think we should take him. I can also understand people picking Drysdale. That's a question mark I have is, does Sanderson maybe end up being that surprise guy? The comparison as well being made by Hockey Prospect is between him and Moritz Seider, where Seider ended up being kind of a surprise pick where he was taken as early as he was last year because he was just climbing the whole season, and Sanderson is seen as that same kind of player, that he will maybe surprise some people at where he gets taken. Now, 2018-2019 playing for the U.S. National Team Development Program junior squad, 22 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. This year, 19 games, 2 goals, 12 assists, 14 points. Last year, he played for the U.S. National Under-17 Team C, and he had 4 goals and 20 assists, 24 points in 44 games. This year, playing for the Under-18 Team C, 47 games, 7 goals, 22 assists, 29 points. So the offense is there on the U.S. National Team Development Program, but scouts don't know that he necessarily scores at the NHL level, which is why he's not being more sought after, for lack of a better term. And it appears he's committed to going to the University of North Dakota. So, if you draft him, he probably doesn't play with you for a while. That can be a benefit. That can mean that he plays college hockey and comes in as a more polished player when he's ready to go. Now, there may be teams that pass on him for that reason, that say, you know what, there's those university players that end up not wanting to play where they get drafted, and then they go free agent, and then they end up going somewhere else. Fox in New York didn't want to play in Calgary, didn't want to play in Carolina, and this is there is the possibility that a team might have a choice between Sanderson and somebody else. They might pick that somebody else because they know that person's not going to university, and they don't have to worry about that out. His strengths would appear to be skating, the defensive side, and puck handling. According to all the stats I'm reading, his skating is very, very good. His defensive side is excellent, and his puck handling is really solid as well. Again, he's a safe pick. The one scouting report as well said he's not going to bust. There's no chance this kid is a bust at the NHL level. But he could go in the top 5. He could go outside the top 10. He could go anywhere from 5 to 12, 13. And there are scouts saying I can't see him being taken anywhere past 7 or 8, and others saying there's 10 guys better than him in this draft. So it really depends on the team. This is why I'm waiting until after we've got past whatever happens in the summer, whether we have a play-in or we don't, and we know the draft order before we can start talking about who's going to pick who. And even then, I think it's going to be really up in the air. His offense is seen as improving. So one thing that Hockey Prospect makes clear is that his confidence improved towards the end of the year. His offense was really improving quite a bit as well. And so they bumped him up. They said, this kid's great. Confident, poised, that's important, and no mistakes. This kid does not make mistakes defensively, doesn't make mistakes with the puck, so that's huge. These are things that will make him definitely a top 15 pick, but where does he go? Let me know your prediction. Again, I'm wearing Minnesota because why not? Because, we're into that stage where, I've already worn the jerseys of the teams we know are drafting the top 7. Why not, just for the sake of it, wear a jersey of a team that I think could pick him. Where do you think Jake Sanderson goes and when? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.